Hi, I'm Frank Scarcello, and you're watching Frank Conversations on Thunder Bay Live, and my guest today is Dr. Mario Nucci. Mario, thank you for coming in.
Great to be here.
Excited to have you. Mario obviously is a young doctor who went to University of Calgary Medical School.
Yep.
And then you did your residency in
Kingston at Queen's University.
Okay. And so you've been, my first question for you, Mario, is what made you decide to come back to Thunder Bay and practice medicine?
Yeah, so I'm from Thunder Bay, born and raised here. My family's here, and I love the city. Growing up, the city left a lasting impact on me, both in the social networks and the community that, frankly, helped me become who I am today. And the practice opportunities for medicine here, in my opinion, at least for what I'm doing, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing anywhere else.
Okay.
So combination of my love for the city, my family and social networks, and the professional opportunities that I have and that I've been doing.
So you're talking about medical opportunities, but before we talk about what you're doing, tell me how we're doing with the recruitment of doctors in Thunder Bay. I know it's a work in progress. I know the city has some people dedicated to recruiting doctors. How are we doing on that front?
I think we're continuing to do better and better.
Okay.
For example, I work in mental health, and we've hired quite a few psychiatrists that have come from overseas, from Toronto, that are doing telemedicine, and we're doing very well on the mental health front. There's a lot of work to be done still. We're still looking for example, a dermatologist, and I think we're looking for some urologists and things like that.
Right.
But we continue to do well, and I think with the medical school here in town, and we're continuing to pump out more residents and physicians, we're going to keep more talent in Thunder Bay.
Excellent. So tell us about your practice and the areas of medicine that you are engaged in and interested in.
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate to be in a field like medicine that can foster my desire for continuous learning and my breadth of interests. So I take care of inpatients at the Lakehead Psychiatric Hospital, mostly the medical issues on the 2 floors there. And I do outpatient mental health consults through St. Joseph's Care Group at the Mental Health Outpatient Center. I also run an insomnia group there. And that's all under the umbrella of St. Joseph's Care Group.
Okay.
I also do hospital inpatient care. So, for example, if a doctor's sick or they need somebody to cover, I'll do coverage at the hospital. And I also do some cosmetic medicine practice. That's based out of Spa Euphoria, a local spa in town, where I do non-invasive treatments for facial rejuvenation and beautification. So things like Botox, filler, etc., stuff like that. A little bit of family practice as well, more geared towards musculoskeletal procedures. So, being an athlete, I really developed an interest in that, and things like platelet-rich plasma, stem cell therapies, etc., to help do musculoskeletal regeneration. So I do a little bit of that too.
I follow you on Facebook, and you're always posting really good information on all these topics. So you're really, sort of, is it safe to describe it as sort of cutting edge, kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Is that a good way to describe it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I love medicine. I'm all about the future of medicine. Just breakthroughs are happening all around, and I'm excited to be involved in it. So
that's what I want to talk to you about. Is you've got decades of experience of practice ahead of you, and one area that the world is a crazy place to a certain extent. We got a lot of issues, but one area where I think we're going to make tremendous progress is health.
Absolutely.
Medical technology. So
Absolutely.
What are the big trends, Mario, in the future?
So, there's going to be a lot of great things coming on the pipeline. Some things that I'm really particularly interested in, and I'm actually actively conducting research on, nicely with some grants from local community sponsorship. Longevity medicine, essentially. So if you look at most of the diseases, cancer, heart disease, lung disease, Alzheimer's, the big factor driving a lot of those things is aging and cellular aging and degeneration. And eventually we're going to have therapies to reverse those processes and to turn back the clock. So to keep us not only living longer, but actually being healthier longer. So the 60-year-old will be the 40-year-old in a sense.
That's exciting.
So regenerative medicine, even now gene therapies, like you're seeing with the new CRISPR technology that just came out, in 2013, and now they're already doing human trials where they're editing T lymphocyte cells to help target cancers, and so gene therapy is going to become pretty huge too.
So we're gonna be able to solve a lot of these mysteries in the not too distant future.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely, and it makes me very optimistic about the future of medicine. So.
One thing that I saw you post the other day that I think makes so much sense when it comes to preventative medicine is physicians prescribing exercise and nutrition. It seems like a no-brainer, but and it's good to see that you posted a friend of yours who's doing this. I thought, well, that's cool. Hopefully, it's a trend.
Yeah.
Is it? Because it just makes sense.
Yeah. So I think. You're absolutely right. I mean, why myself as a physician would I prescribe exercise and nutrition as medicine is because it works. You look at diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions. I mean, all sorts of different conditions. Exercise, diet are huge for these types of things, right? And I think that physicians should, just like they prescribe medicine, they prescribe a pill, they should be prescribing these lifestyle interventions. And I think that it's going to become more and more, you're going to see more and more physicians doing that because the curriculum now in family medicine anyway, which is primary care, is pushing people more towards prescribing lifestyle for intervention.
I guess I guess you really can't. The problem, I guess, is you can't really force people, right, to exercise. You can't force them to a certain extent, but so maybe there's room for other people, other experts on your health teams, like personal trainers.
Absolutely.
Have them part of your team, and you see the doctor now. You send them to the personal trainer, and you get them on a program. But hopefully that. Little plug there, because my son's a personal trainer in Edmonton, so I like to tell him plug it a little bit.
Absolutely, I think multidisciplinary teams are important, and I mean, like, hey, physicians don't all have the skill set to write out an exercise program, but if they know somebody who can get somebody exercising safely and effectively and get them going regularly and having that feedback from a personal trainer, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
Now, mental health is a big issue. It's going to become, or perhaps it already is, the biggest cause of disability in the world. That's what I've read.
Absolutely.
So the treatment that we have today, there is good treatment, medical treatment, medicine, but and I've talked to some people and they said it's kind of crude. You know what I mean? We still don't know how that how the noggin works, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is on the horizon for mental health treatment?
Yeah, so like you said, right? We don't have the same fundamental understanding of the human brain and the intricacies of mental illness like we do with other illnesses, like for example the heart. So a rising tide will lift all ships, and once we have a better understanding of that, then we'll be able to go forward and do more things. But we're starting to see a lot of really interesting work, for example, come out of psychedelic medicine. So you've been seeing me post a little bit about that. Things like
microdosing.
Yeah, so magic mushroom, LSD, when used in controlled settings in the right circumstances, can help things like anxiety and depression. And even ketamine for depression is starting to show a lot of emerging research. That's a really interesting area of research. You're starting to see things like neurofeedback and therapies to target specific brain areas. So transcranial stimulation, things to actually modulate the specific circuits rather than giving you a medication like a shotgun approach to taking care of everything. So
exactly, more specific, targeted. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, and then once we, again, like rising tide lifting all ships, once we get a better understanding of the genetic mechanisms, and we might be able to, do some things that way, and a lot of good things.
Well, we could probably talk forever, but we have to end it now. We will have your contact information with the video. And I'd like to thank you for coming in, and thank you for practicing in Thunder Bay. It's exciting to have
to be here.
A young physician like yourself who has the talent and the desires to do the things that you're doing, and I think you're a real asset to the community. So thank you, and thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.